Okay, I'm really not great at this writing vlogging thing. I don't even think about picking up the camera. You can tell I'm new to this. So it's Monday, July 13th, and I did actually get some writing done. I know I didn't film it, but I'm sorry. I did, though. I got some writing done. I didn't really do sprints, although I kind of did, but they weren't time sprints. They were just, I looked at my, I was more of a word count thing than a time thing, I guess. Like I was trying to hit a certain word count, and then I took a break, and then that's kind of how I did it, instead of a timer. I did more of a word count goal. Although I didn't actually have a word count goal before I started. I just kind of looked at my word count and I was like, yeah, that was good. I could take a break now. I guess it worked because I have, I wrote 1,187 words according to AutoCrit, although, again, that's minus the 337 words that I've deleted, but I'm over 12,000 words, so, I'll take it. I wanted to show you this anyway, so while I have you guys turned around. So this is the notes tab right here on this side. Hopefully you can kind of see where my mouse is. This is the notes tab on AutoCrit, and this is basically what I've been using. You get this notes tab with the free version, so you don't have to worry about signing up for the pro. If you just want to kind of sign up and check out this platform. The notes, both of these things are free to use. This part and this part is both free. So anyway, you can see these are my scene ideas, and then I just kind of write random scene ideas here. I put them in the order that I think they should go in at the moment, and then as I get them written, I change them from white to green. So the green ones just mean that they were written now. Like I have them, they're over here somewhere. So anyway, that was a little sneak peek for those of you who are interested in trying the AutoCrit platform or want to try the Novel90 Writing Challenge over on AutoCrit. So yeah, today is a good day. I mean, even if I didn't keep all of those 1,100 words, hitting over 1,000 words is good for me. So, and it's only 2 p.m. So awesome. And I only started writing at like 12:30 maybe. I wanted to start earlier, but I had things to do this morning. Like I had to get laundry done, and I'd fold laundry, and I had to get dinner in the crock pot, and like, you know, all that fun stuff that we just love to do. So anyway, I might end up writing, I'm probably going to end up writing more today. I will try to remember to pick up the camera and like actually videotape it, because that's kind of what vlogs are. I'm trying. Yeah, so hopefully I will catch you guys later today. Yeah, so I decided to hang my towels out to dry outside. Did you ever notice? I don't know why this happens, and I don't like it. You know, just trying to save a little bit of money on my electric bill by using, you know, the sun to dry my towels. But they never turn out as soft. Like, they're not as fluffy. Like, they're stiffer when they dry outside. Why is that? That kind of annoys me. Like, I like saving money and all, but I kind of want soft towels. So I decided they're almost dry. They're like almost dry. Some of them are actually completely dry. Anyway, so I decided that what I'm gonna do is throw them in the dryer on like air fluff or something, just to see if that kind of helps soften them up a little bit, because yeah, on this, like, they have like a quick fluff, so I'm gonna try that and see if that kind of helps soften up these towels, because I do not like the way they feel right now. Maybe I'm just being super picky, but I just don't. Welcome to Wednesday, guys. So it is Wednesday, July 15th, and I am trying out writing first thing in the morning. Yeah. I don't know how this, not first thing in the morning. I don't want you to think that it's like 5 a.m. I mean, look, the sun is out. It's not 5 a.m. It's almost 9, actually. But I only woke up at like 8, a little before 8. So it's kind of first thing in the morning for me. There are some things like I need to do when I first wake up, which usually includes getting coffee. Do you like my jammies? And feeding my pets because they won't wait. They need breakfast as soon as I roll out of bed, basically. And then I had to put like leftovers in the fridge and like things like that, like things that just couldn't wait. So anyway, it's almost 9, and I'm going to be starting my first sprint in like 10 minutes. Now, before I start my first sprint, I need to update or write in my rough draft challenge that I showed you guys last week. Because yesterday, Tuesday, I had good intentions and they fell through. Which is why I'm trying writing first thing in the morning. Because yesterday I decided I was going to try and get all of my other stuff done before I write. But then by the time I didn't even finish all the stuff that was on my list that was not writing, and I was out of energy. Like something happened at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And I was just, my energy was done for the day. So writing didn't happen yesterday. So I'm trying first thing in the morning to see if I can get around that like mid-afternoon crash, because apparently me being an evening writer doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, it seems. There are plenty of times I've written in the evening, so I don't know. Things are all over the place right now. My energy levels are all over the place. That is a talk for a whole other channel, because that has nothing to do with writing, but I guess I kind of talk about things that don't have to do with writing on this channel. So, but that's still a conversation for a different time. I don't know what's going on with my energy levels. They're craziness. So, I kind of just have to roll with it. Like when I have energy, I need to take advantage of it and do all of the things until my energy crashes again, as it inevitably does, it seems. So, my plan for today, right now, is I'm going to update my little tracker here from yesterday and today's tracker, which is like you fill it out at the beginning of the day for your intention, like what your plan is, basically. Like you kind of jot down what your scene idea for the day is, in case, you know, if anybody is like a pantser, more of a pantser or plotter, it doesn't really matter. It just kind of gives you a goal, a very specific, like, these are the scenes I want to write today kind of thing. And then it has like a word tracker thing. Oh, let me show you. This is what it looks like. So you can see you have what your beginning word count is, and then how many words you have left to write in your manuscript this month. And then your intentions for the day. This is kind of where you write whatever your intention is. Your word goal, your scene goal, your whatever writing goal it is. If it's outlining, you could say, you know, outline 5 scenes, whatever. And then what scenes you want to write today. You can either list them by like scene title if you have it outlined, or just kind of jot down a little summary thing of what you think might be happening in your writing today, in your scene that you're writing today. And then here's your word tracker box, what you're loving about your story, what your mood is today. And then at the end of the day, you do your daily write-up and update your totals and all that good stuff. So, like I said, I really like this little packet that Sarah Cannon gives us for the Rough Draft Challenge. If you are a person who likes journaling and keeping track, I'm utilizing this because I need to start doing that. That is something I really need to like push myself to do better, more consistently, at the very least. Like, just so I can kind of understand what might work best for me. Because I feel like if you don't track anything, you're never going to know. So, and I've been doing this a long time, so trust me, if you don't track anything, you will not know. So, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start right into my first sprint, and I will see you guys after my, I'm thinking I'm going to start like with a 15-minute sprint. I like to do smaller warm-up sprints just to get my head in the right space, you know. So I'm going to start with like a 15-minute sprint, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So I will see you after my first sprint today. So I don't know if you saw that, probably not, but somehow I lost 8 words. I thought my manuscript was at 12,615 and now it's at 12,607. I know it was at 12,250 or 615 because I wrote that. Like, why would I? So I must have deleted some words after I wrote that down and I forgot. So now I need to go change that in my little planner thing that I have in my binder. Or else I won't have an accurate word count for today. We can't have that. So, yeah. This sprint is starting off great. So I'm back, and it's after 10 now. So I did a couple of sprints in that hour. I mean, mostly it was like 2, because I took like maybe a 10 or 15 minute break between. But I did get some words in. My manuscript is now up to 13,172 words. And I kind of kept track in my notebook here. So right there, I was keeping track of my words. So the first sprint, that warm-up sprint I told you I was going to do, was 15 minutes and I wrote 163 words. And then my next sprint, I did more like a 30-minute sprint. I didn't put a timer on, I was just watching the clock pretty much. And that time I got 402 words for a grand total of 565 words during this hour. So not terrible, I guess. Not as good as some people, I'm sure. I'm still not done this scene though. Sometimes these conversations, like I said, I write a lot of dialogue in my first drafts, and sometimes these conversations really get away from me. But they also gave me an idea, so I can't be upset that they get away from me sometimes. Like, I have a sneaking feeling that this particular scene that I'm writing, that I'm still not done with, by the way, is going to end up either having to be cut or trimmed, maybe. I don't know. I'll wait. I'll see what happens in edits once I'm done the first draft. But I get the feeling it's either going to need a lot of work or it's going to need to be trimmed. Just because it is so dialogue heavy. And it's not dialogue between the two main characters. So I know sometimes those scenes need a little bit more to them in order to make them interesting. Although there's a lot of relevant information. I think that's another reason why I wanted to do this draft. It's really fleshing out my main characters' backstories in a good way. Like, I'm learning more about them and their history and how that history influences their decisions and their personalities and like all of those things. So it's it's a good scene. Like I'm learning, I'm getting to know my characters better. It's just, I don't know. Like, you know how like some scenes are good for a writer, but not good for the reader. I'm wondering if this might be one of those scenes. We'll see. I guess I'll find out more once I have like alpha readers or beta readers actually read through this. Don't worry, I will do like a pass, at least a pass myself, and make some slight revisions that I think are needed before I even let alpha or beta readers read it. Like, it's going to need self edits before I get to that stage. So yeah, I'm getting there. I'm hoping. It's already 10 o'clock and I wanted to take my kids swimming today because it's supposed to be like, I think with the heat index today, it's supposed to be over 100 again. Yeah, we're hitting that again in Pennsylvania. Another couple of days of 90, 100 degree weather. With high humidity, and like I think tomorrow there's tomorrow night there's chances for storms, and yeah. So that was my plan. I really wanted to leave here by around lunchtime, which only gives me about 2 hours. And it's not like writing was the only thing on my agenda today, because it wasn't. I do have other things I need to accomplish as well before we leave to go swimming. I really wish I had gotten more done yesterday. I didn't write it all yesterday because my energy was just crap. I think I mentioned that before though. So what I might do, just to try and, because I feel like I need to play a little bit of catch up this week because of how bad of a week I had last week. I mean, I know I can't keep thinking. I'm trying not to think that way, but it happened, which means like I need to try and do better this week. I need to I'll let last week go, but it means like, okay, well now you gotta like put forth a little more effort this week because last week didn't pan out very well as far as the writing side of things go. So I'm thinking when I take the kids swimming, I'm taking them to my friend's house. I might take my stuff with me because I can connect to her Wi-Fi. I can't do that. I don't know if I could do that from the pool. And I wouldn't want my laptop down by the pool anyway, but I can do that from her porch. Although I don't see me wanting to hang out on the porch, because it's too hot. Or I can hang like inside, I don't know. Or I'll just take a notebook and a pen and I might write up on the pool deck while the kids are swimming, just so I can try and get some more writing done while I'm gone. Because I don't know how much time I'm going to have left here, because I still have to get dinner in the crock pot and I need to grill my sausage before I put anything in the crock pot. I need to wash my crock pot before I can put anything in my crock pot, because my daughter didn't do dishes last night like she's supposed to. So I need to yell at her. And then I have some like errands to run really before we go swimming, so yeah. So I guess I'll try and check back in later today, just to let you, just if I get any more writing done, at least I will try. If not, I'll just let you know how it went the next time I'm checking in. Whatever that is. Okay. See you later. Oh, there we go. So I'm testing out my new camera, so we'll see how this goes. So it is Friday, and I did get more words in. I can't remember the last time I had a check-in with you guys. So hold on, let me grab my binder. Okay, so I am up to soon as I get to my page. 13,837 words. So I finally finished that scene. That scene that seemed like it just kept going on and on and on. I know it wasn't really going on and on and on. I just was like making progress inch by inch with that scene. Where I couldn't, like, it didn't just all come out at once. It was like I wrote a little bit and then I had to do something, and then I wrote a little bit and then I had to do something, and then I wrote, you know what I mean? So I'm done that scene for now. I'm sure that scene is going to need work if it doesn't get cut completely. Apparently that happens. I mean, that happens sometimes. I can't remember the last time that's happened where I wrote a scene, and as I'm writing the scene, I'm like, there's a good chance this could be getting cut in revisions. There's a good chance. But the thing is, if not cut, I have a feeling that this scene might need to be like heavily revised. Like heavily revised. So much dialogue. And the only reason I say that is because there are things that are happening in that scene between the main character and her mother that like are important to the story. It's important to her character and like why she does what she does, why she has the beliefs that she has. Like all of those things are like, that's kind of where we're getting a lot of that little bit of backstory, I guess you would say. So I don't, if I cut the scene, I'd have to move it, that information that is in that scene somewhere else anyway. So I don't know how I'm going to approach this scene come revisions, but that is a problem for future me. And I am so sorry, future me. But this is what you signed up for. So here we are. So I have not written yet today, and it is 3:30 in the afternoon. Sometimes this is just what's been happening. I'm either writing first thing in the morning or I'm writing like late in the afternoon. Evenings haven't been working well for me, but maybe today will be different. I had to do grocery shopping this morning with my mom. So I went to breakfast with her and we went grocery shopping. And then when I got home and I finally got all the groceries, because grocery shopping for me, I only grocery shop, like I grocery shop for a big order at a time. It's like weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks of food at once. I bulk shop, I guess you would say. So that takes like most of my morning. Like I wasn't finished putting food away until lunchtime. It was almost lunchtime. And I left at like 6:30 this morning. And then after that, I had to mow the grass. It had to happen. I picked the worst possible day to mow grass because I'm pretty sure we're under an air quality alert from the Canadian wildfires. This is gonna date this video. I'm sure like by the time most of you are watching this, except for those wonderful people who actually watch my videos like the day or within the first few days that they go live, thank you so much. And if you are one of those people, I really appreciate you. Give it a shout out in the comments. And if you are not one of those people, please consider being one of those people and like and subscribe this video if you'd like to see more writing vlogs and other writing content. Crap, what was I saying? This happens to me all the time now. Oh my gosh, I can't with the perimenopause. I cannot. What was I talking about? Mowing grass. I picked the worst possible day to mow grass because of the air quality alert. But anyway, I'm done that. I'm inside for the night. I'm comfy. I got my shower. I am in hibernation writing cave mode. So we're gonna fingers crossed and hope that I can actually get some words in today. Like tonight. At some point. So that's what my focus is going to be on. So a question that I have for myself for today's writing session, my next scene is like a homecoming dance scene. This is like a high school romance. And I'm thinking to myself, what is the importance of this scene? Because every scene you write should have a purpose. There should be a purpose to the scene. And I'm like, what is the purpose of this scene? So I don't know if I need to come up. Holy crap. This is my phone. It scared the crap out of me. Sorry about that. So I don't know if I need to figure out what the purpose of the scene is now or before I write it, or I feel like I'm more of a I'm leaning more towards a pantsing like discovery writer, at least for these projects right now. Because I'm somewhere in between. Like I said, I'm a plantser. Like I am kind of outlining as I go, but the outlining is so ridiculously basic. It's really basic. Like I don't have a beat sheet. All I have is outline, is like scene ideas, basically. It's almost like little index cards, but digital, with a scene idea and a little summary of what I think is going to happen. Like that's it. It's literally it. Which I guess is still more than most pantsers have, so I guess I could still consider myself a planter. So that is my plan for today, is to write this homecoming dance scene. I write in order, and I don't know, I feel like I still need to brainstorm the purpose. Like I don't even really know what's going to happen in this scene right now. And I feel like I need a better idea of what is going to happen in this scene before I really start writing it. So I think I'm going to work on that for the first sprint. I think I'm just going to work on maybe fleshing out my little summary of my scene and kind of lay out what I think is going to happen, like beginning, middle, end. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't normally need to do that, but I don't know. This scene feels like it needs it. Who knows? Maybe it'll get cut later. I don't know. All right. So, I think I'm going to try a 15-minute sprint. I usually start with those my first time of the day. So 15-minute sprint. Let's see if I can figure out where this scene is going. I'll see you on the other side.
What's wrong, Ev? What? Wait, tell me. You have to go out. Oh, that looks like, it looks like, okay. All right. Well, can you wait for me to open the door? Jeez. What? Okay, come on. Come on, let's go. I know. Mommy's slow. Come on, let's go. Out. Go. What are you waiting for?
Okay, full disclosure. It's been more than 15 minutes. It's been like an hour and a half almost, probably. To be fair, I was not doing writing stuff that entire time. However, I figured this scene out, which was kind of my goal for this. It was supposed to be 15 minutes, but it was more than 15 minutes. I needed more than 15 minutes to do it. So this is something I'm kind of learning as I go. I'm still learning as I go. Is every book is a little bit different, and the process changes a little bit with every book and every scene, because I'm noticing for me, I need some scenes, I need very little to get started. Like very, very little. I just need like pretty much like a beginning moment, like the opening moment of a scene, and then I can just go with it. Other times, like this one, that did not work. I needed to think it through more, because for some reason, like this scene, I was just like, why am I writing this scene? So now that I've brainstormed, and I wrote it in my regular document, I'll show you here in a minute. I'll just pop it up on the screen or whatever. So what I wrote in my regular document and not in my notes tab. Normally I was writing this stuff in like little notes, index cards, but something I will say with those note cards, and this goes for AutoCrit, and I've used Scrivener, which I really do like the note card feature. But if you're a person who needs a little more detail in your scene, like summaries, I feel like a lot of times those note cards aren't big enough. Like you can't see the whole description of that scene on the note card, and for some reason, I don't know why, but that irks me. I know it's like a silly thing to be irked by, but it irks me. I need to see the whole summary. For some reason, I just do. So, something that I was doing when I was writing, or I was brainstorming and outlining Project Reunion as well, because I'm kind of writing Project Reunion and Project Fall at the same time. For those of you who don't know what Project Fall and Project Reunion is, Project Fall is a prequel novella that goes along with Project Reunion. Project Reunion is a second chance small town romance, and the Project Fall is the first time they were together, or like how it's a second chance. Like, I know second chance means a lot of things. Like, I've seen a couple of different approaches to second chance. Like, I've seen second chance, sometimes it's for like, you know, two people who really, really liked each other in high school or college or whatever, but like something happened and they just like never actually got together. And so this is considered like their second chance. That's what I see a lot. Occasionally, more rarely, I've seen what my approach to second chance. So this approach is they were together in high school, college, and then something happened and they broke up, and now Project Reunion happens like 20 years later. They're like much older, like upper 30s, and you know, it's a very different season of life. So the two stories are like, they have to be different because of them being in such different seasons of life. But I'm also like debating if I want to have almost like some kind of a mirror moment. Like, I need moments that happen in the prequel that will get mirrored in the main story. So just kind of went off on a little tangent. Anyway, so that's just a little bit about these two projects that I'm talking about, so you kind of know what I'm talking about as I reference Project Fall and Project Reunion. Those of you who have already watched my last couple of writing vlogs, I'm sorry that you had to listen to my little spiel again. Anyway, so I've noticed for me, I seem to do, like, if I need more than a few sentences for a summary, like I needed for this scene, I needed more than just a sentence or two summary. I needed like 496 words of a summary. And to be honest, I ended up brainstorming 2 different scenes, because a whole different scene that happens before the homecoming dance came to me. And that to kind of bring in the main male character's backstory, and not backstory, but emotional trauma onto the page. We'll see if it lands, but that was kind of the purpose of that. And then I brainstormed the actual homecoming dance scene, which once I got through it, now, like, the purpose of it is more solidified now that I've actually thought the whole thing through. So that helped. It really did help, because I was going into this like, do I really need to write this scene? Because I feel like maybe I don't. Maybe I should just skip this scene. So me deciding, you know what, I'm just going to sit and brainstorm this scene, like just try and picture the scene in my mind and just summarize it, like from beginning to end. And then maybe that'll tell me if it's worth actually writing. So now that I've done that, I feel like this scene has more purpose and is actually worth drafting now. So I feel better about that. So I don't know if I'm going to get around to writing the scene tonight. I think I might. It's only 5:30, so I can't guarantee I'll finish the scene, because a lot of times my scenes with my characters together tend to be longer. So, you know what? This is a question. I know I ask a question pretty much every vlog. So here's a question for this vlog. When you are reading romance, again, I'm assuming I'm talking to romance readers. When you are reading romance, are you, first of all, first question, do you prefer present tense or past tense? And do you prefer first person or third person? That's my first question, just because I'm curious. And then my second question is, do you prefer a new chapter every time the point of view switches? Because I'm writing a dual point of view, so I have scenes from both my female main character and my male main character. So do you prefer a new chapter get started every time the point of view switches, or do you think it would work better, or does it work better in books that you've read if it's all one scene but the point of view changes to keep that whole scene together in one chapter and just have scene breaks when the point of view changes? I hope that made sense. So like I said, answer it in the comments, or I'll try and have like the quiz thing. That was kind of fun. So I'd really like to know. I'd like to, because I haven't really decided. I've seen it both ways, I think, but I don't know. I'll see what you say, and then maybe once I'll answer it in a future video or something, or maybe I'll answer it at the end of this video. I don't know. Anyway. So anyway, that catches you up for right now. Like I said, I might do some more. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing some more writing tonight. I don't know if I'll check back in or not. Just because these vlogs get really long. If I check in every single time I write, it gets a little overwhelming, I think. So I will probably check in tomorrow. Okay guys, so it's been a few days. It's Monday now. I did not write over the weekend, which is why I did not check in. I wanted to do a quick wrap up of how last week went, which, let me quick show you. Let me quick show you the Rough Draft Challenge planner that I've been using. I really like it, so I want to show you again how it kind of works. Not just for the weekly wrap up, for like the daily stuff. Okay, so I want to show you, hopefully my camera cooperates and focuses, because usually I think I have it set where it focuses on a face and not, or not. I'm still learning how to use this camera. Alright guys, I figured it out. Okay, so this is what an like a daily sheet looks like. It has, you write what your beginning total is. You can fill in how many words you have left to write in your draft if you have like a specific word count goal, like 40, 50, 70,000 words, 100,000 words, whatever it is, and then you just write how many left you have to go until you hit your goal. My intentions for the day. So this is where I kind of fill in not just what like my writing that I need to get done, but I also try and fill in other things that I need to complete that day, because when I look back on it, that's going to let me know, you know, why possibly I had more or less words that day if I had a lot of other stuff I had to do. Scenes to write. This was a day where I wasn't really sure. I had more of a question, like I had a brainstorming thing I had to figure out, not necessarily a scene. Like that was the scene I knew I needed that was coming up next, but I didn't feel grounded enough to write it, so I wrote a question about it for me to think about that day. What I'm loving about this story, so this kind of keeps me in like a positive brain space as I'm going through the story. My mood for the day, I was energetic that day. Sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I'm calm. Again, that's for more like when I look back on it and I look at the word count, I can kind of see why, you know, why I wrote the words that I wrote or didn't write the words that I write. And then your daily wrap up you do at the end of the day when you're done writing for the day. And again, this is kind of where sometimes I'll fill in, you know, what I managed, what I did, what I didn't do, what got in the way, things like that. And then what your new total in your draft is, and then how many words you write. So that's what a daily looks like. Now let me show you the weekly, which I think I kind of briefly showed you in another vlog, but the weekly is a little different. So how I felt about this week, meaning the week overall, how did I feel about it? Did it go well? Didn't it go well? If it didn't, why didn't it? You can fill in your daily word counts. So I like this part because it visually lets me see how many days I wrote, how many days I didn't. In my notes, I just kind of write my beginning and my end word count, because then that easily lets me figure out what my total words that I actually wrote this week in my draft is. And I kind of like to keep this as a note to myself so that I can easily transfer it into the next week on the first day. So I'll be filling that in later. All right, and then this is the part I really like. This is only on the weekly wrap-ups, but I like that it has a spot for me to talk about what problems I need to think, like I'm running into that I need to think through. So here you can see I need to brainstorm more scenes to bring the family drama into the story and make sure it interweaves with the romance well. And then my intentions for the week, this is kind of where I set up my weekly goals. I'm trying having 3 goals
And the reason I'm doing that is because then I feel like as long as I hit one of those 3 goals, I'll be happy. Like, it gives me options, basically, of what goals to work towards. I mean, and if I hit all 3, you know, like, it's almost like a good, better, best situation. If I hit 1, that's good. If I hit 2, that's better. If I hit all 3, that's the best. So that's kind of how I work. That's how I'm trying that. So we'll see how that works. Okay, so quick wrap up before I give you my totals, which you would have gotten a sneak peek. So if you wanted to do the math yourself, or if you were actually paying attention, you would have seen what my total was for this week. But before I actually like go into all that, please, please, please don't forget that if you are enjoying these videos, you like and subscribe. That helps tiny little channels like mine a lot more than you realize. So like those 10 seconds you take to like and subscribe, if it even takes that long, helps more than you know if you're actually enjoying this. And if you've made it this far, because we are about at the end of the video, don't forget to comment down below. I think this week we are going to go with the word brainstorm, just because I did a lot of brainstorming this week. So if you made it to the end of this video, comment brainstorm, just so I know that you made it to the end of this video. And don't forget that I'm looking for ideas on ways to kind of thank my viewers who watch all the way through, because watching all the way to the end of the video also helps tiny little channels like mine get seen and grow. So give me some ideas down in the comments. All of those things really, really help tiny little channels like mine. Okay, so let's get into the numbers, because I know we're all really interested in the math, right? Okay, so I've noticed a pattern for myself, and that is Mondays are usually pretty good days for me. Like it's Monday now and I'm feeling good. Like I'm feeling like I could get some words on the page today. But I didn't write all weekend. Saturday and Sunday were 0-word days. So I think I'm going to do another video, like a separate video on this, on just things that I've noticed about myself and why I think that is the way that it is. The whole zero day weekends turn into really good Mondays for me. So that was my best day of the week, was Monday. And then after that was the only day I hit over 1,000 words. The rest of the days I was under 1,000 words, but I still got words on the page some days. So my total for the week was 3,148. So I didn't quite make my goal. I think in the back of my mind, I don't know if I said it out loud, but I think I was trying to hit like 5,000 words a week, just because of that 40,000 word end goal I kind of have in mind for this project, this novella that I'm writing. I'm aiming for about 40,000 words, which if I want to be done by August means I need to write about 5,000 words a week, and I didn't do that. So I didn't quite reach my 5,000 word goal, but I did solve a couple of other problems that I needed to in order to continue moving forward. So that's something that I have to keep in mind, is progress is still progress, even if it's not actual words added to the draft. Like if you fleshed out your outline or figured out a plotting problem or came to an understanding on why a character should be doing what they're doing in a certain scene, like that's all progress. So even if it's not a word count progress, it's still progress. So it's important for you to track those things too. Like try. That's why I'm really liking this journal thing. Like journaling, not just my word count. Like I've seen sheets that are just like, you know, a word count, like spreadsheet almost, where all you're doing is writing how many words you wrote in a sprint. I like that this goes a little more in depth, where you can actually document more than just your word count. You can document those other things that you've accomplished as well, because all of those things are important for us as writers to feel like we're making progress. Okay guys, so that was week 3, I believe, right? We're in week 3. That was week 3 of the Auto Crits Novel90 challenge, as well as Heart Breathing's rough draft challenge. Make sure you check out her channel. All you have to do is like put in the search bar Heart Breathings, it'll pop up, I promise. Same thing with AutoCrit. If you type in AutoCrit in the search bar, their YouTube channel will also pop up, so it's pretty easy to find them. If you're interested in joining these challenges, both of them are open to people the entire time. They don't close all the way up to the end. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could join the last day if you really wanted to. So yeah, that is all for me this week. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.